Hey, welcome back to another video of Steven slinging dirt. We're down here at the shop. I think Dad's been here for a little while now, I think. Looks like Dad's been down here. Finally got the truck moved out. Oh, there's the dog.
How's it going, buddy?
No, it's going.
Well, I got the car lowered down so we can get a little bit better look at it. All our viewers can get a little bit better look at it. Got the old square body out of here. Got it turned around. It was kind of a bit of a workout, but now we can start kind of working on both cars at once. Try not to cause a fire.
Trying to start the car up, modified.
We'll see what happens. Like I said, she's been sitting for a while. She's still purrs like a kitten, right?
Yeah.
Over reliable. I ran this motor in the Shaw late model for what, 2 years? Then we put it up for a while. We got our second 604 put in that. And then when we finally got this car put together, you ran your first season with this 602. Like I said, we both run it, so it'll be our startup motor for the year. Hopefully maybe later on we'll get into a 604. Just have to see how everything plays out. And then over here I like to give a thanks out to these guys that build these spoilers. They're called Locally Hated. They do an awesome job. They build spoilers for late models, modifieds, or sport mods, outlaw mods. They also do any other stuff you possibly think you need on a car. Like I said, they do an awesome job. They do all their own powder code, and they do all their own fabrication on all their parts. I mean, they do build some other odds and stuff for race parts as well. Give a shout out to them. If you guys are interested and wanting to get a spoiler, like I said, they can do just about any color you can think of. You can go to Facebook and go to Locally Hated, and you can get in there and talk to them guys. On both cars, we run a Willys E85 carburetor on this. I switched over from gas over to E85, which gave us more horsepower. We were having a problem with our cars overheating a lot. I mean, we tried everything. We put fan shrouds in there. We brought the fan up as close as we could to the radiator. Put that little piece underneath the bottom of the radiator to try to force the air up there, but we were still fighting that issue. That's the same problem with my son's modified last year. So we're gonna switch that over to alcohol this year. We'll probably get another Willys alcohol carburetor for this. We're just down here in the shop. Like I said, I'm moving some stuff around so we can get around the cars a lot easier, start working on them. We'll get this one lifted up, pull the tires and wheels off. Go through all the suspension stuff, make sure there's nothing messed up on it either. hopefully later on this year we'll get a spring package combo set up for both cars. You know, because it's all about suspension, getting them cars to, you know, travel it through the corners, putting, you know, the load on the wheels that you want it on, you know. I mean, a lot of people around here are in the Spring Smashers. We don't have one of those just yet, but looking down the future, hopefully we get a Spring Smasher and everything we need to set these cars up. So, just like to give a big thanks to everybody that's watching our YouTube channel, subscribing. So, well, I think we're gonna jack this up and pull the tires and wheels off of it, and then we'll try to move back over to the modified. Like I said, we got it fired up, kind of get it warmed up, kind of listen to make sure, see what's going on.
Hasn't been started in a while.
Yeah, like I said, the last time this thing even started up was, you know, that 2-day show at McCool last year. So, I mean, with our shop, we don't really have really good insulation in here, so we gotta make sure we pull, you know, all the plugs off the block, try to get all the water drained out over the winter time so we don't have any problems with issues with the block or the radiator freezing up on us. So,
But we're gonna get this car up on jack stands, take tires off. Okay, so we got the jack stands on the back side of the car under it, but we have our trailer out on the side of the shop. That has to go out and get some jack stands and our impact to take tires off from the last time we raced. We haven't brought all of our stuff in yet, so here's the jack stands under the rear end of the late model. Like I said, Dad's out getting the jack stands out of the trailer. All right, well, Dad went out to the trailer and got the impacts and the jack stands to jack up the front end of the late model and take tires off.
well, we got all 4 tires off. We got them on jack stands. We'll go through the suspension. Like I said, we'll go through all the suspension parts, go through the bird cages, make sure they spin freely. Because if they don't spin freely, your car ain't gonna want to get up like it's supposed to. So I just want to, more or less, I'm trying to take the pressure off the shocks. We usually do that every year. We usually get the car up off the ground, release all the pressure off all the shocks, pull the shocks off. You know, go through the Heims, and make sure there's no bent rods or anything like that. So we'll probably go through that here after a bit. So, like I said, I'm running a 2018 sports late model. We went up back in 18. The wife and I, we went up to Audie's and picked this car up. Had very little bit of sleep. I think I had probably, we figure from Clay Center to Ohio, I probably had about 3 hours of sleep. So the 3 hours of sleep that I got in between breaks, my wife was driving. So we did it in what, in a day and a half? Almost 2 days round trip. Pretty long trip. Got home and, well, slept. That's about it. This over here, this is what happened from the last night at Beatrice. So, my son's always giving me a hard time because I always got to make the car look nice. And he's like, Dad, it's not how the car looks. It's getting out there and doing your thing, racing. So that's why he kind of told us. He told me that we're not going with any new bodies until next year. So Tucker wants to get another year out of that body before he puts a new body on. I'll probably replace the door and two quarters this year, and maybe the filler panel, and get Wicked by Design, put some new graphics on the new filler piece on the front end, and then this door and 2 quarters. Like I said, if If you guys are looking for somebody that does graphics, like I said, they do an awesome job. Pretty reasonable price. And you can't beat them anywhere. Like I said, I mean, I started out in 2005 racing IMCA modifieds in North Platte, Nebraska. Raced North Platte, Dawson County Raceway, Phillips, which was Holyoke, Colorado. Back when they used to have a racetrack at McCook, Nebraska. They had a racetrack there, and then they also had a track up there in Culbertson, Nebraska. We kind of hated to see them tracks, close up. It really kind of sucks, when all these racetracks, they really can't keep up. So they got to close the doors. So just be thankful for the tracks we do have, and like I said, go to your local tracks and participate, watch the races, get there and have a good time. We got to give a big thanks to all the promoters that run these tracks to give us a place to race, every weekend. If it wasn't for the promoters and you fans out there, we wouldn't have anywhere to go to. So, like I said, this summer, just try to make it out to a track and watch your favorite drivers and root them on. So Tucker, what's our racing schedule looking like for this year? When's our first race, our practice day?
Our practice day is in April 10th, on April 10th at Junction Motor Speedway. And the first actual race is the 24th of April at Junction Motor Speedway. And hopefully we'll be racing at Dawson County Raceway on Sunday nights. So we'll be racing Saturday night at Junction Motor Speedway and then Sunday night at Dawson County.
And basically McCool Junction's like what? Not even 25 minutes from here, if that?
Yeah, but pretty close to a half hour. Depends on how the trip is with both of our vehicles going up there.
Yeah, this will be our first year actually, because like I said, the only time we actually brought two cars to the track was the McCool 100.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, every track we ever went to, we just took your car.
Just took mine for the last year. So it'll be pretty cool to start off the season with both cars going to the track instead of just one.
Oh yeah.
And actually race the full season instead of just the tail end of the season.
Yeah.
We'll be actually racing for points, trying to be consistent, staying as high as we can on points, trying to get up there, top 5s, 10s, whatever.
That'd be nice. Well, at least for you. Dad's gonna have to dig a little deeper, dig a little harder.
Yeah, stay off the bottom.
Yeah, I know. They gave me a hard time, my wife and him. Dad, get up, move up. It seems like
goes up top around middle to top side of the track for a couple laps and then kind of goes back towards the bottom.
I know. And yeah.
Someone gets in his line or something.
Well, it's pretty cool. I just got a text message from old number 7. My son's been watching his YouTube channel for quite a while.
Yeah.
So we'd like to give a special thanks to
Old number 7 Garage for checking out the YouTube channel. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, because they just got a brand new Kryptonite chassis, didn't they?
Yep.
Hopefully next year we'll look into up on our modified package program. So, well, like I said, this is our second year. We'll keep the old girl around.
Yep.
It's kind of nice that it's getting warmer out. We can actually see our front parking lot and stuff. That's pretty nice. But like I said, we were able to get the truck out. All the snow kind of melted off. So that was a big plus. We could actually get this old girl turned around so I can actually start working on it.
Yep.
So how was your day at school today? Did you guys do any of that welding yet?
School's pretty good. I mean, I've been in welding class for a couple years now, and I've been practicing my welding so I can eventually start welding on our own cars, welding my own bumpers, welding whatever we need around the shop welded.
Yeah.
Like booths and stuff for welding. So, yeah.
Like I said, that's a pretty good trade to learn, especially in racing. You're always welding on something, whether it's a bumper or shock mount or something.
And just last year I went through one bumper.
Yeah. Well, actually, that was my fault.
Yeah, he went through one.
I kind of hit the wall.
But at the McCool 100, the same bumper we used, but messed it up a little bit because got me back someone, but that's all right.
Yeah, rubbing's racing, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, like I always told you when you were growing up, I said, you want to be out there just as competitive as everybody else. You don't want anybody pushing you around, because if they push you around and you just let them, they're going to do it to you every time. That's why, like what I said when you first started racing go-karts, I said, you let me take the butt chance. You just get out there and race your race. So, you got to be competitive. You can't just sit on the sideline and watch everybody fly by you. You got to be up there with the mix and one to, do what it takes. Like I said, just like, subscribe. If you guys have any questions, leave some comments down there. We really appreciate it, even if they're bad ones. Let us know what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. And if you have any questions on how we started or whatever, you guys have a great night. Thanks.